All righty. Good morning. So today, I'm going to be talking about the importance of support and accountability, which is one of the three core pillars we have at Just You Fitness. And if you've known me for any length of time, you know that I love cars. I get a new or new to me vehicle. It seems probably, I don't know. It's honestly probably more like one every 1.5, 2 years, but it definitely feels like I probably get one about every year. And I get made fun of it, which is totally deserving. And probably, like I say here, frankly, it's probably well deserved. But I remember back in 2019, Just You Fitness was in year two. It had grown a lot, and I was now in a position where I could get rid of my 2010. I believe it was a 2010 anyway. I don't even remember. Maybe it was a 2007 actually. I don't remember. Buick Lucerne, and yes, the good old Buick Lucerne. Like that's what because before I started Just You Fitness, I put all the weights in the back of this thing, and so it was all jacked up. But anyway, you like just picturing myself in a Buick Lucerne makes me laugh just thinking about it now. But it got me from point A to point B. Anyway, what I really wanted to get was a Corvette, but with a growing family, I knew in my head that wasn't practical. It made zero sense. And despite me knowing that, I really didn't care. And I wanted to move forward. So I mentioned the idea of a Corvette to Beth, and she looked at me like I had two heads, and rightfully so. So Beth is innately she has a like just her whole family, but she's just very very smart. She has a very high IQ, and is super rational and practical, which is a very good thing because I often fall on the other side of things. But anyway, so Beth started to lovingly, actually, she asked me questions, and that was her way of educating me on all the reasons, essentially, why considering a Corvette was a terrible idea. Okay. And by probably an act of God, she was able to convince me that was a bad idea. So essentially, she held me accountable and offered support and kept me from making a probably, honestly, a pretty terrible decision. Plus, she also offered an alternative that I hadn't considered, a Camaro, which had seats for kids. It also fit my style. So the next day, I got a new Corvette, and I love that thing. All right. And now it wasn't the SS. It was just the base model because I was too cheap to buy the SS model, which, yes, I know is super ironic considering I was even thinking of getting a Corvette. Truth be told, I probably wouldn't have gotten the Corvette because I didn't want to, I probably wouldn't invest that much money, but in my head, I was going to. Anyway, I left the dealership on cloud nine. It was a stick shift. I was having a lot of fun, and then I saw a fancy new Corvette drive by. And what do you think happened? I did probably what we all do. I compared what I had, okay, to what someone else had. Did I compare my new Corvette to my Buick Lucerne? No. So what that did is that created discontentment that seconds before just wasn't present, right? So essentially, what changed in a matter of just seconds? My perspective. Why? Comparison. Comparison is, and I don't know who to credit this quote to, but comparison is so often the thief of joy. So in 1 John 2:16 it says, "For everything in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life comes not from the Father, but from the world." This applies to the battle of losing weight and getting fit as well. I have had many clients lose 30, 40, and honestly a lot more, and they were still discontent because they saw so-and-so on Instagram or on Facebook. So instead of celebrating how far they had come and the progress they had made, they chose, like myself in the story, to dwell on what and where they weren't. Okay. This gets contentment and lust, referring back to the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. This discontentment and lust for more is rarely beneficial, if ever, and often just results in negative self-talk and self-doubts. Okay. And it ends up just really blinding us to the success we have had and creates just more negative emotions and thoughts which do little good when it comes to making wise eating choices and feeling motivated to work out. Okay. And then more often than not, it just derails us and puts us into a spiral of trying to do more, work harder, and all these things that just aren't sustainable. Okay. And we end up, petering out and quitting. Okay. So from an outsider looking in, it's easy to see that. It's easy to see that and even acknowledge that. And I bet you've even have a story when someone came to you, they were discontent, you cheered them up when they're going through a difficult battle, even like probably in regards to weight loss or getting fit, in fact. But when it comes to you, what do you tell yourself? What are you preaching to yourself on a daily basis? What do you dwell on? What consumes your thoughts when it comes to losing weight and or getting fit? Are you celebrating your successes and the habits you've created? Okay. Or are you belittling yourself and judging yourself because you don't look like so and so? Or so and so is so disciplined, it makes it look easy. Why can't I be that way? Or why can't I be motivated like so and so to work out? They seem to love it and enjoy it. Okay. The comparison thief can really wreck you and your progress. In fact, it can honestly totally destroy it if you dwell on it long enough, unless you have support and accountability. So back to my story. Thankfully, my discontentment only lasted about a minute or so because Beth grabbed my hand and thanked me for thinking of the family first. So genius move, right? Beth is a genius. So she offered support and accountability when I needed it most. Now the question becomes, do you need support and accountability when it comes to your weight loss or fitness journey? Okay. Because the truth, we weren't meant to do life alone. All right. If losing weight and getting fit were easy, we would all look like movie stars who have a personal chef, a dietitian, a maid, a nanny, a personal trainer, a life coach, a psychologist, and a plastic surgeon. Okay. So you want to talk about support and accountability. They have all those things plus probably more. Okay. So what I want to say is just never be afraid of reaching out to myself, Noah, Trish, or Jarius. If you are feeling discouraged or discontent, this is what we're here for. Okay. Often just by sharing what you're going through is enough to completely change your perspective and massively improve your outlook. And as a result, that's going to massively improve your progress. Okay. So I pray you have an awesome and epic Thursday. Okay. If you need anything, just reach out. Bye.